Pounders. Welcome back. Another Best Ball Mania 6 draft. And tonight I have my guest with me, Billy Jones from Spike Week. We're going to be talking about a few different topics before we jump into a live draft. And if you guys enjoy drafting with us, you think we're free money, please go down, hit the bell so you don't miss one of our drafts. And you can jump in with us and you can gladly take it. Billy, welcome to the live stream. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you? I've had as we were talking before this, had a crazy week. So I've drafted a couple teams late, kind of in the $3 cheap stuff, just because I was really concerned I was actually going to fall asleep in the draft. And so
$3 fine.
Yeah, $3 fine. So this will be like my first dipping my toes into like BBM streets. So I'm excited for that tonight. But yeah, it's been fun to see like the content really start flying this week, and the ADPs are moving too.
They are moving very quick, and I think this is one of the topics that I'd actually like to discuss with you before we jump into it. Is how fast they're moving this year compared to other years, and is that people are more in tune with content? Is it more people using ranks? It's probably a mix of both of them. I think there was also a lot more people in tune with the big board that on the first couple days, there was a lot of entries in these contests and it really shifted ADP quick. And that takes away a lot of the early edge of these contests.
It does. I mean, it's interesting. I think there's still so much to move. I think that there's like major inflection points throughout the summer. It's like when you get like drops, that becomes clear, like that, as well as once the schedule hits and so on. Like, so I think that we're going to see different ADP movement around them. But like, I do think you just had like a very educated and prepared market this year. There was multiple like sets of people, like shows that I saw like the night between the draft, and I think us included, that like talked about what you should be doing. So there's just such like a prepared population of people that just got in there and moved it right away, and it weren't like really just I think there was less probably jockeying for like 2 picks of ADP. They're like, I'm just going to get my guy. It's time.
Right. And another thing that just adds to it, just builds to the situation. Patrick Donovan, shout out, bbmdb.com, great website. But he shouts out that 2 people in the finals had drafts from day 1 of release of BBM 5. So obviously people just jumped in. That's all I need. You're saying I have a chance. I'm in. Oh, man. But yeah, I agree with you. There is still room for movement, and it's not all completely dead. Now, if you are in a room with 4 to 5 sharps, those values, it's tougher to get multiple of them versus, now you're maybe getting 1 or 2 instead of getting your favorite 4 or 5 risers that haven't yet hit their true worth ADP. And we can take a look at some of these guys. I'd like to pull up the rankings here. Yeah, 2.7% full, already 18,500 entries into BBM, which is crazy. Taking a peek, you still have the DJ Moore slide, which is interesting. I don't think the slide is done just yet. You could see Tet cover this crew, and it's very funny. When we did our ADP show with the boys, we had Tet behind Worthy. Now he's going to slide ahead of Worthy. There's no doubt. And I've since released 2 or 3 more updates after that CSV guide update. If you guys want the CSV ranks, I stay ahead of the market movers. Link is in the description. Any tier of the Patreon. Tet, you'll see he's gonna boost up over these guys, which is maybe correct, maybe wrong, but I know I want those exposures early before I'm paying a higher price.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm excited for Ted. With pre-draft, there was potential. I mean, like, there was Dallas was in the range of outcomes. In that situation, he's going to be like a very good wide receiver too. But now he's in Carolina. He's going to get like what I think is like a Drake London like rookie season in terms of like opportunity. And if that's the case and he's in the high 20s target share, you're gonna eat in best ball. So very exciting type of pick, and it sets up so much later in the draft with like a really, really cheap Bryce Young.
Yeah. That's the thing. If you can just etch him in there for like 27% of the target share, you're probably pretty happy with the projection for Tet in his rookie year, especially to where Worthy goes, which is, yes, a best ball pick. He's like Worthy and JMO are like the same. Like they're not going to project probably super high, but they have a high single game ceiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another player I want to cover is, I mean, you have the Harvey rise, which was crazy. I I've held off a little bit right next to Kamara because it just seems like you have guaranteed production with Kamara and Harvey. Yes, they are very high on him, and yes, he's likely to go ahead of this group. Will it end up being correct? We'll see, but Harvey most likely switching places with Henderson. I could see that pretty quickly. It would be very tough for me to put him ahead of Mixon, though.
Yeah, it was like that first day of drafting. In the streets, everyone was like kind of had no clue where to pick him. Everyone agreed he was wildly mispriced, but there
Yes.
wasn't updating live, so therefore you're
Yes.
not going to be like. It's like it's a
Very
figure.
hard. Yeah. His ADP was 155. It doesn't mean like, everyone was getting that value. Some of the later ones that I saw were in the hundreds, 110. And those are a dime a dozen. Like you had to be in the right room, not draft while Overzet's on Best Ball Breakfast. There was very unique terms you had to be drafting under for day one Harvey. And I thought anytime you can get him in the 70s and 80s, it was a clean sweep where you could definitely get some closing line value there. And we're able to, I mixed in a few shares here at 16%. It was a lot higher 10 drafts ago. But yeah, some of the commenters, Harvey's going in the 50s. No doubt about it. I 100% agree with you, but it's going to be very, very hard for me to put him over Mixon at 51.5. Now, some of these receivers can bump down, and maybe that's the way he gets there. But over Mixon might be my stand after they just add Woody Marks. Like that's a tough sell for me. How about DeAndre Swift? Swift going at 90, one of our clear targets from when we did the CSV ranks when he was going, 128, 129? Still rising, but there's been some rumors with Nick Chubb to go to Chicago. Does that worry you at all? Even if Chubb's completely dust on first and second down, does it worry you for the goal line touches?
I mean, maybe. I think it is funny that there's like the Nick Chubb. You see him lifting one time, and he's still yoked. Like that's not going to stop. If he gets hurt, he's still going to be huge. And they're like everyone's concerned, but I think that Swift is still like he's not an inspiring pick, but this is a pretty good range to get running back. Either like if you're trying to zero RB to like double tap, or if you have like you're trying to get your second one. There's a couple guys in here that are pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that with RB, and then like QB seems like a really good spot to tap into, especially when you're looking at like Tracy, Najee, players that should be falling out of this range. Downs with the addition of Warren seems like a tier break type player because the next receiver off the board is Higgins, then Pittman. It sort of gets gross fast, but Swift probably has a little more room to go, I would say. And then, yeah, it may be like up by Pollard. It's going to be tough to pass Pollard. So he's sort of hit his spot, maybe go ahead of some of the receivers in that range. But it's crazy how fast these players made it to like their true worth. And maybe there's still a little wiggle room, but we're talking about sharper ADPs faster, which is a negative for early drafters. The whole reason that you draft early on Contest Open is to get the closing line value, to get these strong teams. We're drafting with the least information possible. We are at a huge disadvantage from the August drafters in regard to information. How important is that to you, Billy? How many BBMs are you doing? And how many would you be interested in doing early? I guess I would ask.
So I had a new job this year. So previously was never allowed to play DraftKings. So I'm going to play a little bit DraftKings this year. No, we're not.
Wow.
We're really allowed to talk about that here.
Wow.
But so I'm going to play only do 50 BBMs, sprinkle a bunch of other tournaments involved as well. But so um, I don't I don't know where like I don't really have a strategy in terms of like how I'm gonna draft like across the summer, but I do know in terms of timing. But I do know that like the reason I'm drafting right now is to get like set up teams that are going to be less doable. And I mean like stacks of teams, not just like individual players. So like I want to that's one thing I want to talk about in the on our Sunday show is like just kind of stacks where they sit now and then where we think they're going to be going and who's going to fall
Yes.
off. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that will put you on those players, right? Once you know the QB, now once you have a stacking partner, these players just tend not to fall as much. Um, Shout out to Papa here, looking for how to sign up to the overlay. It's bestballoverlay.com. Promo code Pounders is going to bring it down to $30 a month. And shout out to Fuego, who signed up today, leaving some love in the Discord. Just bought the overlay yesterday. Shit is so smooth. Makes drafting so much better with live exposures in the combo tool. Love Soaring by Tourney too. Appreciate you, dude. So much more to come. So excited for the next week when the website goes live. And shout out to Josh, who's been absolutely crushing it. And he's a drafter, right? So he's putting his draft time aside to just create cool tools for you guys, and it's much appreciated. Jane Higgins, 105, another guy we were higher on ADP. He has blown past it, and he's the next receiver off
He
the
has
board
to
after
he
Downs.
has to rise just based on like scarcity alone.
Yes, right. When you need a receiver here, you have a 3 wide receiver team, and Downs is off. That's exactly he's getting that extra boost. I agree. Pittman, Trey Harris, another one of our guys, zoomed up the board. Even Colson Loveland. People didn't love that we boosted him so high, but he has officially passed Warren correctly, and he's in a good range. Could you? I have a tough time drafting him. I've seen people draft him over Andrews, over Kelsey, and I'm not a big Kelsey guy. But Andrews, the coach speak is he's going to remain on the team. Like this is what's most likely is he's going to be a Raven this year, which is good for Andrews, who Baltimore didn't add any pass catchers, and it's in my opinion not the best news for Likely, which that was the upside case of Andrews getting moved.
Completely agree with all of that. Like the Isaiah Likely hope was that he was going to be the guy, and then he's going the keys were going to be given to him this year. But if they're just going to run it back, and Mark Andrews, I mean, even with a little bit of touchdown regression, is still going to be a great producer for your team. And then, like in terms of a stacking perspective, you pick Lamar, and then you kind of figure it out from there. You have a couple different options how you can get to him, and Mark Andrews is a great pocket to do it.
Absolutely. And he falls. Just know he falls. Falls to 115 all the time. And I'm gonna be the guy. I'll fall on the sword for you guys. Don't worry. Leave him there for me. I'll take him, and we'll both be happy. That's it. ETN sort of still sliding. Some of these receivers in this range, this is where we in our ranks just said, F it. Let's boost Kyle Williams ahead of this whole crew. So we have Kyle Williams ranked over Kirk, Shaheed, Mims, Coleman, Bateman, and Hollywood. Just a very, very disgusting range. And we said, doesn't mean you have to take him there, right? You want to get some closing line value on these players, especially he started around 150, 160. So there was still room for you to get that value. You don't need to pick him at his true worth. But Do you see him sliding? Still going pretty early. I just saw Karain select him at 115 or 116 last night in a draft that we did with him that we snuck into a little late night draft. Is the buzz? Are we going too ham too fast?
Maybe like if you when I the it might be hard. Is he? How am I going to word this? They're a very crowded offense right now because they have Steph Diggs. They had a high pick in wide receiver last year, and so on. So like I'm not exactly sure. He may not get the run out that everyone hopes, especially early in the season. But if he does, drafting the Patriots is a ton of fun right now. They got a couple different ways you can go about it, and Drake May's in like a nice value spot as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the opportunity's there, right? There's not a
Mhm.
whole lot of competition that you should be worried about. The bear case would probably be that, new coaching staff, you got to go in there and earn it, right? So if he
Mhm.
is better than them, he is who we think he is, a little dollar store Rashi Rice, we'll take that. We will take that because they're not afraid to start their rookies. It's a matter of who's going to perform. They gave Jalen Polk plenty of leash last year.
Mhm.
Too much leash. Jack Besh up to 134 now. This steam is getting a little much for even me. But Genty, Myers, Bowers, there's some target earners on this team. Can Besh etch himself in as the wide receiver too? And if so, pick 134. Does he have more room to move up, or any receivers you see here that he could pass?
I mean, like, it's going to be a slow trickle for now because there's not going to be any news that's coming in. It's just going to be the kind of exciting guys. I think previously there was like the early wide receivers were the ones that steamed up quickly. Now it's like all the rookies have been just massively steamed up. So, um, they're kind of reaching their ceiling at some point, and that's got to be like I think it's got to be soon.
You'd think so. And my God, and that's what I'm saying. Like the ranks, like this is the fastest we've ever seen these players move. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be drafting. It's just I am going to max BBM again. I will probably get to 10 to 15 max. I want to stay around 10. And that's probably just because of content, to let you guys know before the schedule releases. I want the more information. That's the next big jump of information that we get.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important. That's definitely important. Palmer, they add Elijah Moore. The Buffalo team is just full of slot receivers. And I think the Elijah Moore addition, and I was a truther in the big board, especially the first half of the big board, had a big bag of Elijah Moore, slowed off, got under 30% by the end, which is good. But he ends up in a good spot. And I think it just hurts everyone. I don't think it's good for really anyone on the offense. Do you think he can mix in Elijah Moore? And if so, you don't have to draft him right now. We can just wait for news, right? He'll still just be a 17th to 18th round guy.
Yeah, was he going to take Khalil Shakir's like
No,
slot touches? I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't think so. But it's a team that really mixes in the like four guys, like every game. I can pull up the snaps even from last year, and it's a gross crew. There's players in there that I think are more dusty than Elijah Moore. But you're getting this part-time role from 4 or 5 guys. You have to think he will be in the mix, and maybe you get, and this is stretching it, Keon Coleman, like breakout sophomore season. Breakout for him though. I think that's a singular case that'd be different from the normal definition. Breakout for him was probably like stay on the field 70% plus of snaps, like, and then Shakir. I do think you're going to see something similar. Maybe this is like 10% higher. He got the money, but it's not the best addition for him for sure.
I kind of like Keon Coleman this year. So the expectation last year was that he was raw. And so
Mm,
when he had a raw like season, isn't that just what we would expect? In the next
yeah,
year, we expect growth
yeah.
as he was awesome. And every bit of clip or content that we got from him was like everything you'd want from a guy. He's hilarious. He's laid back. He's but he's also like committed to the game. And so I would hope that he's going to put in the time and be able to grow this off season. And yeah, so I mean, he's got the opportunity, and if he's a guy who can just vulture touchdowns, that'd be brilliant.
Right. I mean, if we remember from last year, he was the upside receiver in that range
Mm-hmm.
that could have gone 10th or third or fourth. And kind of got what she expected from him last year. He's at a much more tolerable price, and especially with like the rookies that we like rising, Coleman's price becomes better sort of as we get a little deeper into BBM. Tolbert, I just saw Tolbert. Tolbert at 173, been one of my main targets. However, Wandale's rising pretty quickly himself, and I've been using all those shares on Tolbert. I might have to mix in some Wandale. But Tolbert on Dallas, and they don't add anyone. Turpin, another name that is getting some positive coach speak. And where's the ceiling for Tolbert? Is he more of a building piece for you where you're trying to advance a team? Maybe you have a bunch of rookies, maybe you have hurt players like Godwin, Ayuk, Diggs, and you're trying to pad some of the early season points.
I think like it's interesting you see Cedric Tillman and Jalen Tolbert like right next to each other because they're very similar in like what your expectation is. Like somewhat unproven, but also given the opportunity to be the number two on an offense that's not going to be that exciting. But there is upside
It's
cases
true.
for both of them. Dallas was really disappointing last year. Cleveland is a mess right now, but wide receiver twos or wide receiver twos, right? And they're going to run a lot of routes.
That's it. Yeah, Cleveland, a mess. 5 QBs on the active roster.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely couldn't be more confusing there right now. And man, I mean, if you could just tell me like Flacco was playing 10 games, I'd be higher on the Cleveland pieces. But I'm actually loving the Njoku fall because I mean his range is just getting better and better. He's going in the late 120s now. All right, we talked through I think some of the major risers that we wanted to. Let's see what the streets are looking like, and I'm guessing I'm going to have to do this on my cellular device. +2 for a 20-second BBMer. +2.
You've been doing the 20 seconds.
I have. It's just, yeah, I have. Strictly. I'm used to it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just so nice. It's so nice. The draft takes 30 minutes, like flat, sometimes less. It's really good. Hey, shout out to Frank, King of Kings. Is this the first BBM? Is this the first BBM we've been in together? Frank, a good drafter, one of the pounders, longtime members. Poppy might be in here, but I'm seeing a bunch of badges. We got 3 badges, 4 badges on the back end. We might get a little lucky here. Let's see. They're expecting Keon to take that next step. His range just gets better and better because of everyone else rising above him. Makes it a little more palatable. Yeah, it's our first. Let's go. Damn, I missed it. Yeah, we were only +2 when we jumped in. Elijah Moore compares a bit to when the Bills signed John Brown or Manu Sanders. He'll play that same role, undersized outside guy. It's a good spot for him, but like people need to get traded, cut. Like Curtis Samuel's got to go. The thing is, like, Matt Collins isn't there. Mari Cooper's not there. Curtis Samuel he made a couple plays in playoffs, but largely a disappointment from a free agent perspective last year, I would say. And we get pick 9. If I had to guess, we're going to be staring down the barrel of Ashton Genty or Puka Nakua or Neighbors.
I see what you've been drafting a lot of Genti. Is that like, do you think he's going to rise? You just like the value where he's at?
He's already at 8.5. Yeah. I think he could go a little more in front of these receivers. But yeah, he got here actually very quickly. You know, for someone to move from pick 12 to 8.5 is something for sure. I'm okay with however you want to do it though. I don't mind building out receiver first two.
Let's do receiver.
Like Neighbors?
Yeah, let's do Neighbors.
Let's.
If I can try to get you into a 0 RB-ish build, I'll feel good.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm in, especially where we should be targeting some of these risers. That doesn't mean we can't make it a hero RB build if we get someone that we like.
For sure. And like I've been drafting some running backs this year. I think that you can do 0 RB like really pretty nicely this year because there are some guys in like the 5th, 6th round that you can anchor your team around. And I still think that's like a 0 RB build if you just start with 4 wide receivers, come back with the running back, and then hit it with another receiver or someone. You're juiced up at wide receiver. More is a way to think of it.
I will say receivers have gotten pushed up quite a bit. Ooh, I'm okay with London Neighbors.
I like that a lot.
Let's do it. All right. Yeah, four receivers through 6, 4 through 7 is like prime. You feel pretty good about your team the majority of the time when you're stronger at receiver and you're just taking shots at RB. And there's so many situations with these RBs that go in range 140 to 220 even with Estime, Rashawn Johnson. If they're not bringing in a goal line back there, Rashawn will play that role. Ollie Gordon, who I think is interesting. I've been, man, I can't stop selling the narrative to myself that he could be the goal line Mostert, Marshawn Lloyd. There's a lot of RBs here that are fun darts for 0 or pseudo 0 RB teams. Oh God, living in Connecticut sucks. It's all around me, right? Like New York, Connecticut, Maine. Like, please, Massachusetts, please don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know what I'd do. Should I drive to Mass? What do you think? Yeah, just fire up a bunch of slows. That's
Go to the nine. You go to the 99. Then
classy establishment.
Yeah, a Massachusetts establishment, right? And then you do a couple fasts, but then you also leave by doing a bunch of slows.
And
maybe a little bit of Keno.
You gotta get the tendies, the buffalo chicken tendies. All right, Frank Pisson to start, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and JSN. Ethan with Jefferson, T. Higgs, and Marv at 26, going ahead of Garrett Wilson. Another one I've been slapping here, and he goes at pick 27, is 32% Rashee Rice, who was going well into the 40s when we started. Now people are reaching on him, which I don't know how I fully feel about it. In front of Garrett Wilson, we're getting spicy. There goes Chase Brown. Was hoping that maybe he would fall back to us at 33, but his ADP's already 29. Someone we talked about as well, getting ahead of early contest.
So we're up next. If we get Kyron, let's take Kyron.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Just win. It's easy. Easy game. Just win. I'm not recognizing a lot of these names. Guys, if you snuck in here with us, let me know where you're drafting from, and I'll keep track of your team on the live. Not sure if Pappy's here, but it might just be Frank, which Frank's a good drafter, so one is punishing enough. Worthy and Travis Hunter at 37, going at the 3-4 turn ahead of Mike Evans. Ooh, we have to go Josh Allen at 40. We have to.
That's easy.
Let's make it work. 7 picks after ADP. There's no way you're going to give us Josh Allen and pick 40 in the 4th round in an 18-round draft.
The 12 slot, did they do the Jacksonville thing? No, they didn't even do it.
BTJ is here.
Wow, so Travis Hunter up all that way without a stack.
It's spicy. Tech goes at 43 here, little fall. Yeah. It's interesting. You got Terry going here at 35, which is really nice. Like that. That's closer to where we have him ranked.
It's interesting. So he's going to be like right on the turn or maybe in the 4th round. Same. You're not going to be able to stack him then.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'll be in the same round as his quarterback, essentially. Maybe you can do it.
Yeah, it's interesting that the 11 spot, you get Terry at 35, and you're like, I'm just going to scoop the Mike Evans value too for the unique combination of the two. 2 receivers that fall in the same range. However, we don't know if it's going to be unique. You know, the long contest. This isn't a short fill race. It's going to go all the way deep into August.
Mm-hmm.
I probably just go and take Daniels there with Terry. But you never know. He might have 10 BBMs and 3 are Jane Daniels and Terry stacks. And what better way to know that than to actually have an overlay that shows you your stacks and your partners right here. I have 57% of my Josh Allen teams have Kyle Williams. Now, I don't fully mind that right now because we get a nice little boost here. So if I had to guess, wow, we have a ton of neighbors too. How about London? A ton. So this for me is not going to be that unique, but it's still early in the contest, so it's not too impactful. We have 7 Josh Allen teams. Over the course of the contest, I probably want to be around 12 to 13% Allen. I think elite QB is the way to go this year right now.
Interesting. See, because you think you get another pick back because you're only doing 2 QBs.
You get that extra pick, but also right now there's just such a high bench risk for these QBs that go pick 150 and up, and every year it seems worse and worse with the bench risk and the way that teams are designing the contracts. That they have injury clauses now, so the chances of them not being in the playoffs and playing at the end of the season is just very, very low.
Let's go Waddle. I love Waddle this season. I think the idea of drafting Miami and let it like they were good when Tua played.
Mm-hmm.
But so they were good when Tua played, but when he wasn't playing, they sucked. That's kind of just the whole thesis there. You can stack them up at multiple different spots, and then Tua's like so cheap if you're trying to do a elite quarterback with Tua on the back end.
Right. Definitely. And Tua falls, right? Especially the Tyreek Hill team already has 1 QB. He picks up a second one. Like if he goes Caleb, like Tua can slide pretty damn far.
Mm-hmm.
But we are unique. I just checked. We are unique through 4 rounds because I have no Kyron with London. I can pull up ADP. We can go to rank. This is a discussing spot. I don't mind Quinshawn here. I think Quinshawn's in a good spot.
Either that or sure.
Who is on your mind?
I think Steph Diggs is going to get some steam. When the moment he's healthy he's going to be the very clear number 1 wide receiver. It's just going to rise.
That's the way I see it too. I sent out that tweet yesterday, I think, yesterday. But it's risky. But in my opinion, it's the most likely scenario based on the current news. And we'll talk about it a little more. We'll see what Frank does here in the one spot. Coming up with the little Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, JSN, Burrow, and Roma Dunze so far.
Yeah, so I built a Trevion Henderson, Steph Diggs kind of build. I think that's one I'm going to try to get back to multiple times because I think that's like just kind of building the Patriots are good this year. They take the leap. They've put together the pieces needed to make their high draft pick quarterback like work.
Do the Shakir and Keon stack. I do have Shakir ranked pretty far down the board. I have him going 20 picks after. Yeah, so Diggs goes. He's getting nothing but positive news about his injury. Then the videos look good. The coach speak sounds good. Everything that I'm seeing is ahead of schedule and seems like he's just going to be someone that is more likely to rise than to fall. Now, what are you getting when you're right? You're getting a 31-year-old that is recovering from a knee injury, but on the back end, still going to be the wide receiver one for a team that's going to have to throw the ball. So what does that season look like? I don't know, but I do know in half point PPR, being the number one red zone target is usually a good thing. And we want him ramping up towards the end of the season. That seems like where he's going to be ramping up to.
Yeah, like if we can get 9 touchdowns, you're going to be really happy with him in the sixth or seventh round.
Absolutely. I sent out the tweet yesterday. It was Diggs is going to go by Ridley pretty soon. And that is just a couple streamers away from happening. I don't change the market, which is nice. So I can just say whatever I think. Can I interest you in one of these receivers, or are we going with Aaron Jones? We have 8 seconds.
Let's do a receiver, Luther Burden, or Ayuk. Let's do Ayuk.
Let's go Ayuk. We have plenty of early season production just in case. Ayuk is.
I think he's gonna start the season on pup. So there's gonna be a fall, right?
I would agree.
My projection has him mixing like 4 to 6 games.
If we do get that news, he would likely fall. He would fall to the downs range, I would think. And maybe at the same time, if you're getting really good news from Higgins, he could pass him just due to missing, if he were to miss 4 to 6 games. But again, end of season upside, our current build having a ton of targets here between these three, I don't mind mixing my first BBM share of Ayuk in because I'm not gonna have too many. Baker goes. Bakey Bake goes to, got a little Evans here. Nice balanced team from the 11 spot. I mean, we can bring in the rookie. We can bring in Aaron Jones and be very solid at RB. Let's
do Aaron Jones. I mean, we started off by saying 0 RB. We have not done that.
That's what I said. We could go with Mika here. I wouldn't have minded going Diggs where we did Quinshawn. That I completely agree with. But I think Quinshawn is also going to be a riser, getting a lot of positive coach speak. I don't mind him here at pick 64 as our second RB.
And like from a timing perspective, like these 3 running backs work. You've got 2 guys that are going to definitely be starting the season with the majority of the touches, and then Quinshawn Judkins would be growing as the season goes on. So we can definitely be light with this running back room.
Let me see, because I have some really aggressive coach speak coming from, and shout out to Greg, the Coach Speak Index, which has been a huge part of my process with ranks and everything, part of my streams, giving you guys the most updated information, I think is why you guys come here. Quinshon Judkins is a bell cow. Versatile runner who can run through you, run by you, and run around you. Very well rounded back. We've been spoiled the past couple of years with Chubb and Hunt. We feel like Quinshon is very much in that mold in terms of skill set, not necessarily saying he's going to develop into one of those players, but we think he can be a bell cow runner that can easily carry the load for us. That is wildly positive and bullish for Quinshon.
I like to hear that. I'd like to hear that.
I like to hear that stuff. That's what we need. Oh man. I might have to run for a brewski here right after this pick 112. I'm gonna go on a quick brewski run. Ben said he doesn't agree with me on much. Ben, you need to be more vocal. I want to hear the stuff you don't agree with me on, because I know we can get some board bets going. Couple friendly Discord board bets for a beer. Never hurt anybody except for my opponents. Ben, you're savage. What happened to Frank? He said shit. Was the Najee an auto? Najee might have been an auto.
Yeah. Had to have been. If he's listened to our ranks, that would not have been picked.
He goes, I don't disagree much. He originally said, oh no, I just can't read. It's that one's on me. I just can't read. Big disagree on Diggs. Interesting. In which it can go the other way. You can get negative news and you can get him to slide. But I'm just following what we've seen with the current trends with Diggs and his injury news, and it's been wildly positive. Jaden Higgins, come on down.
I think that just makes sense. We kind of have to take a wide receiver.
That I agree. We did put ourselves in this situation. I think we're lucky to actually get him at ADP here. Hasn't risen too much. What did he rise from, guys? The 128 range, so about 2 rounds, which is a lot of probably his closing line value, to be honest.
Do you think we'll get Mark Andrews on the way back? Do you think we'll get Mark Andrews?
Yeah, easily. I think easily. He falls, and I click him. That's kind of how that usually goes. And is this the Lamar team? Where's the Lamar team? Oh, he gone. Lamar team was to our left too. Is this a Colson Loveland spot?
I think so. We'll probably end up with 3 tight ends with him. I think that's the way to play him. I'm okay with that. Expect some level of like ramp up time, but he's just going to be the guy that finishes the season for you.
I'm okay with that. I saw someone comment earlier. I didn't get to pull it up. Let me try to find it though. Someone that was not too excited about Loveland's price. Shout out to Christopher Davis. Loveland's going to need a Komet injury to pay off ADP at best. I don't see it that way. I see it as a new head coach or new OC coming in and going and getting his guy at pick 10 in the NFL draft. Using pick 10 on a tight end, someone that is an offensive tight end, is very bullish. And I don't see Komet really holding him back. Colson Loveland's going to be on the field. He's going to be on the field plenty. If you project this team to have increased red zone trips, you have them increased first downs, pace of play with Ben Johnson, they don't really touch it running back. They should be throwing the ball a lot. This was a good shout.
Yeah, I was looking at that afterwards.
This is a good shout.
That would have made a lot of sense.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. We can go late. Yeah. Frank brings in Kyle Williams here with Drake May. Absolutely cooking with Diggs, Drake May, and Kyle Williams there with the New England stack. For a second, I was like, did he get Travion too? Because that'd be too cool. Could have, but went 4 receivers through the first 5 rounds strong. Always a strong builder of teams there. Josh is going to sling the rock this season. He always slings the rock, and no receiver gets there. It's not since Diggs. Not since Diggs.
Why do you think they're going to sling the rock this year? They didn't last year.
Right. They're going to, well, they're going to run the ball a lot. That we know. Ooh, Charbonnet 129 would have been pretty sick. We do have Stroud here if we just want to stop at QB. We can add Bateman. Let me zoom out. There is kind of a teardrop at receiver, and we have
Let's
Waddle or
do.
Penix too.
I like Bateman, like from like a single game upside play.
Nice. We got an 8-pick slide on Bateman as well. We could still get Stroud to come back to us. I believe the Nico team is to our. Ooh, they are to our right, which is whatever. We have plenty of options at QB. Did Penix go? No. Ooh. Not gonna lie. I don't love Tua. Which shouldn't scare me. It shouldn't scare me.
You don't love him at 150.
I know. I have to make the click more. I'm probably falling on it less because of some bias and then just not drafting that much Hill. Here we get Stroud to come back to us. Do we want to go Kincaid here for the stack with Josh Allen?
I think so.
And then we can play it through Tua. It's the way to go.
He's QB what? What number?
Tight end.
No,
Kincaid.
Tua.
Tua goes off as QB 22. If he stays healthy, the thing is, the two receivers that are hurt every game, if they stay healthy, he definitely pays off. He definitely pays off ADP. Like, no doubt in my mind. It's the high risk, high injury team, which you probably shouldn't be afraid of because he's shown a pretty nice ceiling when they do stay healthy. It's just you have another year or two older on Tyreek Hill. You have some of the negatives coming out, but you also have Jonnu, who was a pretty good weapon for them last year. Very good weapon, yards after catch.
Yeah, I've been getting to Jonnu a fair amount. Like, I've been trying to do a little more different builds than I did last year. And last year, I was like very in on elite tight end. So Jonnu starting off like a more patient build at tight end has been, I think, a good way to play it.
I am excited to do a elite tight end, elite QB, positives, negatives video with you one of these Sundays when we do our weekly adjust the rank show. I'll have to do a little segment on elite QB. Because I agree. Jonnu, I was very lucky to get there on a lot of Jonnu last year because of 3 tight end builds, sort of completely fading Kelsey, 0% Kelsey with like 2 teams on autos. So getting more shots at a chance of having a tight end that is worth way more than where he's drafted versus you draft a tight end 1, tight end 2, they have to finish there. But of course, then you have the single game ceiling, all that, which is typically way less for those later tight ends versus early. So it's a very interesting conversation. It's pick 153 isn't going to happen. Hill team's already passed. Hill went to the 1 spot. Is there someone here that we like so much that we can't push Tua? Or do we just select him here?
It would probably be a running back. And I don't know if there's a running back that's like a must-have.
Let's grab the stacking partner.
I'd feel pretty dumb if we like missed on Tua and they were like,
because they don't see that the Jono team's right here or something. Yeah.
Well, they got Achane on the turn, but he's also got 3 quarterbacks already, so I hope not.
Never know. You never know. Brings in Gino. That pairs it with Besh as well as Bowers. and Genty. Really sick stuff we're seeing from Ross. Don't
So I
let
do
that
have.
with Ross.
How do you feel about Braylon Allen?
I like Braylon Allen, but I do think Algier is better. If you had an injury to
Okay.
Brees and you had an injury to Bijan, which one would you want?
I think it's actually up for debate because I think Braylon Allen actually has a little bit of pop to him. I don't know if Tyler Algier has the juice.
We saw the 1,000-yard season when he was the guy, 210 touches. The thing is, you're not getting there with the receiving game, and this was obviously really low. Atlanta wasn't that great at the time. Hopefully, I'm curious actually what your thoughts on Penix are, and is this offense going to be functioning like we think through the air? But it is an interesting conversation. I like Braylon Allen too. I'm at 22%, so I like both clicks. Braylon Allen sometimes falls, and I guess the coin flip I say is we could get both if maybe 25-30% of the time if Allen were to fall just because he goes later in ADP.
Yeah, I mean, like if we get both and this running back room's done, I feel really good about it.
Yeah. He slides 167. He's been a slow but steady riser. Ethan 7, that name's familiar too. Hampton's rushing line is lower than Laporta's receiving line. Interesting. Yeah, I mean the Chargers expected to use both guys, but for how long? How long can Najee hold on to 40% of the work for? That will
I
see.
think that's the problem. I think it's more of like a timing thing. Najee's gonna all of his touches are gonna be front weighted in a time where we don't really care as much.
Yes. Is this time for do we bring in a babysitter like Tolbert, early season production? Maybe late season production too, but where we have Ayuk, one rookie, Bateman kind of spotty, spike week type guy.
I think it makes sense. It's getting on the right side of movement, and it's a position of need. So let's just do it. Yeah.
I like that. Getting on the right side of the movement because it is someone that is rising. That's just it's a good way to think. It really is. In a contest that's going to be open for so long, it's a really good way to think. Keenan Allen too, though. When he finds a home, doesn't he just go up no matter where it is? Can we think of a team that we don't like that he goes after Alec Pierce and Yoshivas?
So do you think this is his like you know how like you have like I think it was Carmelo, his first time he left, he was like really bad and then he came back and then he was in great shape. So is it one of those situations or like James Harden was fat and now he came back and he's in great shape again? Maybe we're gonna have a really chiseled Keenan Allen this year.
He's arguably the best receiver on the Bears last year. Curious where you want to go with this one. We have Samson falling to 184.
Take both Cleveland backs.
We have Judkins though. How about Neal Giddens?
I think they're both about the same. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I probably coin flip Giddens there just because I think there's a little more certainty with Giddens. Neal, he can get there two different ways. He can be better than Kendre. Kendre could get hurt like he does almost every season, or Kamara just sneakily just at the trade deadline and New Orleans Saints have won one game, maybe won one game, and they offer to eat a ton of Kamara's contract in return for we'll see. Yeah, I don't think it's completely off the table. Low chance.
I do think that the Giddens pick is interesting purely on the leverage that you're getting on like a very early running back pick as well. It's like there's
Mhm.
not you're going to directly kind of knock out an early team if he hits.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
See what Frank does. He goes Rashad Smith. He double tapped tight end the round before. Jaden Blue and Rashad White. Jaden Blue is honestly, I think he's the slappy pick this year. I think Jaden Blue is the number one slappy pick.
So define a slappy pick.
Just the streamers put out buzz about a player, and there's so much hate for Javonte Williams that they don't want to click Javonte Williams. So it must be anyone else on the roster. Jaden Blue, you're that guy. You are Mr. Slappy for 2025.
So it's more of like a hate for the boring than it is a love of this. Well, in combination with this very buzzy type of
Exactly.
single trait but buzzy prospect.
You get the streamers to give you the info, and then everyone else just follows along and just clicks that person as much as possible. Kyron, Judkins, Aaron Jones, Tyler Algier, Devin Neal, we could be done. We need another tight end. Ferguson, Conklin. Probably go Conklin in that situation, but we could.
I don't know.
Let's go tight end, and we can talk about receiver.
See, like I love the idea of Terrence Ferguson this year.
Yeah.
I mean, as a high to his profile as a receiving tight end, and on Stafford is like a kingmaker. In terms of receivers, why can't that be the case for a tight end as well? And from a price adjusted, you're really not you're losing much if you're going to be wrong on like an 18th round tight end. So I think just kind of like you get all these things come together, it works out.
We're gonna have to do the 60-second clock, so you can tell me that before I click Conklin. I'm just kidding. Who do you want to go receiver here, or receiver Giddens or Wicks? I don't have anyone else queued up.
Let's just do Giddens. It's like a pretty good value.
Play ball. 20th round or 18th round. Giddens. 32 picks after ADP. Taylor goes down. Shit. Giddens to the moon. Like absolutely. On a good run first team. That's the thing. Good rushing offense, I should say. QBs. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, that's definitely like you want to be on a couple of those positions early where you can have, if something happens to the one, like the number two is very clearly jolted up the board.
Yeah.
So like that, we capitalize on that with that Giddens pick.
I like the way we built the receiver room, I should say, as well. Neighbors, London, Waddle, Ayuk, Higgins, Bateman, Tolbert. Get Tolbert to just be hopefully just an okay floor type guy with you're getting 2 to 3 spike weeks in the season. But Jaden Higgins gives him time to come along, and Ayuk, if he starts the year on the pup, or if he just needs time adjusting back to NFL game speed. Someone that we saw, and I brought this up in Liam's stream, like Ayuk is someone that, I mean, even when he didn't practice, when he was holding out, he didn't look great when he returned to gameplay. Yeah. It took him a little bit. So now coming off a season-ending injury, yes, is there still upside for the playoff weeks? Yes, I agree. Debo's gone. Kittle, another year older. You have Pearsall coming along as a year 2 guy. You have Juwan Jennings there. If anything, I think it gives the other 3 a nice little boost. Kittle, can we just talk about this real quick? Now, I understand structurally, you need receivers. It feels really bad to only have 3 receivers in the first 8 rounds, 7 rounds. But Kittle is a candidate to outscore a decent amount of the receivers in this range.
Well, I think like what's interesting is it's like no man's land. You got scroll up one more round. So the second round is where you have the 2 elite tight ends go, and you have was it 2.5 rounds before you see another tight end go. And I
Yeah.
think that will change over the entire drafting season, just because people are gonna, if you want a tight end, you can only go down at that point. There's not really other options to do it other than Kittle too, because then it's a long gap as well. So I think that'll compress.
And the sharper community has been putting a lot of FUD on Laporta at 70. So really, between Kittle and then Hawk at 84, and then this range, which I love. I love Jonu's a lot more draftable now than I'm more excited about his price now than I was in the big board, just because don't know what this team's going to do to the offense. Turns out they just decided to do nothing. So that's
Run it
a
back.
perfect scenario for Jonu. Mark Andrews at 110. He could just be he could be the steal for advance rates as a tight end. But I agree. Kittle here at 54. Structurally, it's not as fun to draft an early tight end. And here we got two teams that went RB tight end.
Yeah, that's you're fighting back.
The whole draft. The whole draft is a fight, and you're hoping that you get a little bit of falling value to you. And if you don't, you usually don't like your team. Let's see what Frank did in the one spot. 2772, one of the higher advance rate structures. Joe Burrow and Drake May, the little reach up to pair him with Diggs. But also, so on the way back around, he could grab Kyle Williams. This was an auto pick, I'm guessing, by his comment in the live stream. Brings in two in White, Jaden Blue, Rashad Smith, Chubb, and Ja'Cory. So definitely goes 0 RB here.
I was about to say, like, he's showing us how to do it.
That is, when your first RB is Najee, it's a 0 RB team. Like, actually 0. Chase Hill, JSN, Rome, Golden, Diggs, and Kyle Williams. I like stopping there. Henry and Gesicki, little light, but can be just good values at tight end if they do their thing. Both stacked, really nice build from Frank. Keeping it simple with the team stacks. I don't know if anyone else is in here with us. Stars, what's up, baby? Yeah, go down. If you guys enjoy this type of content, slap the like on the live stream, hit the bell so you know when we go live, and you can jump into these drafts with us and take our hard-earned money. And drop a sub. We're on the road to 3K. Billy's going to be joining us with a lot of content this offseason, so super excited to have Billy here. His Twitter information is in the description of the video. He's also in the Discord, hanging out with the boys and gals. Ayuk is going to be the Charizard of Kenny Galladay. I don't even know what that means, but if it means a mannequin, it can't be good. Can't be good. All right, let's see. I just jumped into another draft because I was told to. So
I'm down. I just gotta get a water.
Yeah, go ahead. No water breaks. 0 water breaks a lot. Oh, man. 149 watching. The 100 plus on the Twitter machine. Do me a favor. Hit the link. Join the YouTube crew. Get in the comments. Help the algo. We need a massage. We need to massage the algo right now. Don't be a lurker. Come say hello. 2.7% full. This is going to be my 10th BBM. Probably one of my last before scheduled release. I'll probably be doing 1 or 2 more sometime this next week for content. But really, I'm going to do what I did last year. And that was have about 35 to 40 drafts left in August and rip them when I had the most information. And this worked for Josh, who coded bestballoverlay.com, came in 20th place in BBM 5 on a Sam Darnold Jefferson stack, which absolutely helped him and absolutely was a great value when we got more certainty of the situation of who was playing QB in Minnesota. Shout out to Bry at the 2 spot. He's in for another year of pain if he wants to join us on the live streams. Frank in the 10 hole and the icon at 7. Let's go. Pick 7. Jeremy snuck in here.
What are we working with?
I already hit the like button twice, but it didn't go up. Pepitone, big brain, big brain. Well, you hit it once, it lights up. You hit it twice, and it turns off. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Book, same thing as last year, baby. I will tip off for everything except the BBM drafts. Today, the people that had joined the live stream got the luxury of the +4 for the second draft. We give them that. Somehow Frank gets in both of these.
Well, it's nice that we're on the opposite side of the board.
Who do you want? I'm okay with any of the 3.
Let's go Gibbs. Completely different build. I think that he's going to be the RB1 this year. Yeah.
Possible. It is in the realm of possibilities. The touchdown's got to come down from 20, though. They got to come down. Can the touches go up? We'll see. How old's David Montgomery nowadays? David Montgomery's 27, going to be 28 in June. Honestly, thought he was maybe a little older. My first 101. Thanks for the good luck. Mister. In the 1 hole. All right, so we got quite a bit of pounders here with us tonight. All done on YouTube streams. Here's the thing. You join the streams, and now if you win, you have your team recorded pick by pick with probably a streamer talking shit about your picks, which is even better. Just there for you. This is awesome. Put the date on the draft, and you'll be able to find the video.
Imagine the clicks that you'd get, how many views you'd get if you could just be like, on this video, I won it.
Crazy. It'd be crazy. Yeah, Josh recorded, he screen, because he doesn't stream, he screen recorded his draft, his BBM 6 or 5. It was 21st place, 21st place, because there was a 25K bump at 20th. Just it gets to disgusting money when you're talking about fractions of points. Uh-oh. We got snipers. We got snipers talking snipe stuff in the chat. Get ready to be sniped, Bri said. Yeah. Bri, bring it on, Bri. Bring it on. Lad here feels bad, in my opinion.
Okay,
do you want to double tappers? And we don't even have the option. JT Gibbs won't be that unique. Do you want to go up for T?
We can do T. Higgins. I also like, I don't want to be too thin at receiver. I love the idea of McBride, Marvin Harrison stacks, but let's not do that in this build. But I like the concept of it.
Okay. I think it's smart just knowing that Bry's here and he's most likely going to double tap receiver. Now that I said that, he's going to divert. Bry, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? There it is. He diverts. Team's dead. He drafted a running back. RIP. RIP, Bry. 2 pounders at 1 and 2. Wow. Chase JT. What a dream. What a dream. Bry said, I was going to take Higgins. Well, you can't take Higgins because we took Higgins.
I'm going to try to, every time I can do Chase Higgins this season, I'm going to do it. Like auto, no matter what. I think that might go away. It's if like Higgins could easily move up the board. If like running back goes out of fashion. So I'm just going to try to slam that in if possible.
Go with Garrett Wilson here?
Sure.
He's next best available. I think he does or should get a small boost after the NFL draft where they don't really bring in any target competition for the Jets. And also, I don't know about you, but I sort of want to have a small bag, at least 8 to 10% of Justin Fields. So it's an easy way to get on the Justin Fields click.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really think about the Justin Fields stuff. I just am thinking about, well, in my projection for that team is how much are they going to actually throw the football?
Yeah.
And I just have a feeling that he's going to have a career low in targets this year. And if that's the case, it's going to be tough to pay off a third round pick. But yeah,
I agree, but can the combination of maybe Garrett Wilson not being the best third round pick, but Fields being a good quarterback pick at his ADP, can those cancel each other? And maybe if Garrett Wilson becomes a good pick based on ADP, they both hit. That's why you correlate, boys. That's why you correlate right there. It's science. Trust the science. I'd take Burrow 3-4. Chill, Bugs. Chill. This isn't 2020, 2023 that was happening. Where it was going Chase. Yeah, Chase, T. Higgs, then Burrow at the 3, and then it took a whole summer for Burrow to fall. Al Bugs just loves the Jaden Winks videos. Doesn't love MHJ this year, I guess. I think it's extremely bullish that they don't add any receivers to this room. You have James Conner there. It's a very condensed offense between McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. I think it's a fine price for Marv, and he's been rising.
I think from like a team build perspective, it just kind of fits easily. And the upside case is then obvious. Yeah, give me that. That's easy. Don't even when no conversation needed.
5 picks after ADP. Now he did start at like 50, but he's going to be going in the 30s, maybe in the next day or so. That ADP changing. Already happy that we got one of the risers on the list here. Chase Brown went where? Chase Brown went at 26 in this room. Wow, slappy pick, Bry. Slappy pick, dude. There goes Kittle at 49. Wouldn't have been a bad ad here at 52. There goes Calvin Ridley at 50. It's funny, now you guys want to click Calvin Ridley. Uh-oh.
What
do you like here, sir? I don't mind going Joe Burr.
Yeah, do it.
Let's bring in Joe Burr.
We have to really be in unison on these 20-second pick clocks.
I know. The takes have to be quick. I almost have to skip the take. There's like very limited.
You make the take, you got to believe in your partner, and then you let him explain afterwards.
That's it. That's it. Rice will be second pick soon. All right, Boogs. I like Rice as a riser for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How much Rice do we have? We're at 32% Rice. That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna draft early, you got to target these guys. It's really the only advantage you have to drafting early is the ADPs that are unsettled. So it is a major focus here. Pick 52 on Burrow, just a little negligible slide, but with Tet is fun. Tet, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgs, Gibbs. 12 hole going hungry hippo on the RBs here.
What does that mean?
Ooh. Just gobbling. See, I have all the now 2 kids, like you have all the kids game stuff, like jamming the hippos, like you know it is. Making picks in between. What do you think about mega stacks like Chase? Oh yeah, like getting the quad there is going to be extremely difficult. Single game slate reasoning, I don't love it. Like, can it happen? In that offense, it can. Very condensed offense like Cincy. It's not crazy to think that T. Higgs, Chase Brown, and Jamar Chase could get there. But I don't necessarily love it. 69 for Harvey. is about as far down as we're going to get him, I think, all year.
Yeah, I think you take the value, and then we'll come back to whatever receiver is there from that group right there.
I think it also makes it easier when it's like, okay, the next best RB is Montgomery and Pollard. It's a lot easier for me to explain to my wife why we went minus EV in BBM 6 when I just have to point out those two RBs instead of, oh, yeah, no, I took Harvey over Joe Mixon. Like, I'm an idiot.
Mm-hmm. And I like Pollard a lot. I think that
Same.
Cam Ward is definitely better than Will Levis, and that is just going to lift the offense. Um, yeah, I think that's just a very simple take, but it's just I think that's what we're going to see this year.
Oh, one pick away. Oh, we get Diggs. We get Diggs to come back to us right at ADP. I believe we're on the same take here.
Yep.
Here we go. And we're off to the races. A much more palatable start, I think, with the QB, two RBs, Higgs, Wilson, McMillan, Diggs, and we'll see who comes back around at 93 for us.
And like our second quarterback, we have a bunch of options right now. Um, Fields, uh, May, Bryce Young, like that all really fits nicely at different price points.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Even Bo Nix, if little Mims or Ingram with Harvey,
Mm,
seeing
that'd
the
work.
future, little back stacks. 43.8% Rashi. Let's go. Get ahead, man. Get ahead. That's what we focus on. I'm very ADP focused. And you have to be when you create ranks and you're doing this for a certain amount of people. For many, that is. Feel a little bit of responsibility. But, Boogs finished 11th in BBM 5, so we're good. We're good for a down year this year. You can book it. Wide receiver room shaky. We're good, man. Big trust. Gotta have big trust. QB's coming back around. If you don't have a QB by Drake May, that's when it's like start to panic a little bit. Start to panic. Because 3 QB builds are kind of harder to build right now where we have less information, right? Because we don't know who's starting for the Browns. We don't know really the news about the Giants. I would assume if you're drafting a Giant, and this is probably just my personal take, I would go with Dart and hope that he's playing those playoff weeks. Is that how you would play that right now?
I think you have to, but still, it's just not. I would love to draft three quarterback teams because it would just mean that you get to have like awesome skill position players. But it's really there. If you're trying to draft a quarterback in the 15th, 16th, 17th round, good luck.
I agree. Fields, we could go Janu as well and focus a later QB.
Let's do Fields. I'm fine with Fields.
Okay. I like it because I think he does rise too. Bugs need to finish top 10 this year. There we go. That'll really put us on the map. I feel like May goes before my first QB, and the majority of my drafts live a little bit. Goes before my first QB in the majority drafts. Biggest problem with the relay QBs is you should have 5 wide receivers minimum by Drake May, so backstacking becomes harder. Yeah, some of the later QBs like Goff, right? Who do you grab with Goff? Are you going to be happy with Tesla? Like, probably not.
No, you have to have set it up.
So some of them it becomes a little tougher. I'm gonna go Andrews, Kelsey. You want to add in another receiver here?
Let's do Kelsey. I'm probably not going to draft much Kelsey this year, but
We have Andrews for the bring back with Cincy.
what do you mean the bring back?
I mean, it's going to be week 17, Cincy versus Baltimore. Everyone knows.
No conspiracy theory.
That's it. You just got to spread it. Everyone knows. Garrett Wilson and Fields are my favorite combo so far this early in the draft season. Is this because of the price on Fields, the price on Wilson, or you just really high on both players? I guess that could be the same.
When the schedule drops, what are you who I haven't even thought about this. Who are you looking for? Like what offense are you trying what matchups are you looking for? What defenses are you trying to target? Have you thought about that at all?
That's something that I just wait for the schedule. Right now, I'm just trying to do conference matchups. Like in that scenario, I would coin flip Andrews ahead of Kelsey for that reason that they're going to play them twice. One of them has a decent chance of being a playoff week. And does it mean anything? Does it get you through to the next week? Is it a week 17 matchup? Like, could luck into that. But T. Higgs, Burrow, that's where I would just coin flip that. If I don't have a strong take on Kelsey versus Andrews, I would lean into conference matchup. If it's a tight end outside of that realm, I would just go with like whatever the variance is. Like if you're only clicking Travis Kelsey there 1 out of 10 times, like it's fine. Or however you want to do your variant. I saw Chesley go like, oh yeah, I asked my girlfriend or fiance, wife, whatever it is, this name or this name, like be quick. It's a 20-second clock. I think that's a funny way to do it.
That's like true randomness.
Yes, it is.
Well, it's not because you're just gonna get a dumb reason.
Bring in Bateman here, next best available receiver, and we still get that Baltimore piece.
Sure, yeah. I could also see after we do this on the way back, I could see going and getting Kyle Williams too. We're just playing the Patriots without the quarterback, and that's fine by me.
He's not going to be there.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he's going to be there. And in that case, we probably go RB or tight end, and we could tie tight end in a bow if we wanted to, if that's the case. Are you stopping it too if you went Kelsey plus Henry or Kelsey plus Gesicki, let's say? Are you stopping it too?
Yeah.
I would say so.
I think Gesicki is a good pick in this team. I hate having too much patience just for one player, and then there's not a ton after him. But I think he's a great pick, just like as a standalone pick. He had moments of being really good last year as a tight end.
Yeah. Wow. Maybe he will just not fall into our pockets. Oh shit. Range is disgusting.
Yeah,
do you want to bring up Jack Besh or do we go tight end here?
I don't know.
Let's go Ingram.
Okay.
Let's just go Ingram. We get a 9-pick slide on him. He's been rising too. It feels pretty decent. This is going to be, yes, Gesicki is strong, and maybe we get Gesicki to fall to us and we can still bring him in. But Jack Besh at 124 versus Ingram is just it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to click over.
I think Ingram's going to be a riser because people are going to want to select Bo Nix, but they're not going to have I don't know if you like the person who loves Bo Nix, a second-year quarterback who's pretty mobile, but I don't feel like they have a ton of overlap with like a Courtland Sutton drafter as well. Like this established wide receiver, probably limited ceiling, but great floor. So you're not going to, Courtland Sutton goes before him. So if you draft Bo Nix, how are you going to do it through is pretty kind of interesting tight end. I think that's probably what's going to happen a ton.
I could see that. And he has been rising. After the NFL draft, after they only add basically Pat Bryant and Harvey to the offense, that's good news for Ingram. So sort of all wheels up there with what the team is showing them for signs, at least. Let's see how my Burrow. So I only have 2 teams with Burrow right now. One of them has Higgins. That's good to see. I think this is going to be. Oh, I actually have 2 Fields teams. Surprise. Good. Both of them have Wilson. Don't mind that. I like that. Now I want to check my Higgins. So another cool thing, if you guys have the overlay, you can actually just, instead of zooming through here, you can just click on the players on the side. It'll bring it up. Higgins with Garrett Wilson here. Nice. 0 shares. So we got unique through 3 rounds there with T. Higgs and Wilson. On board with Ray Day here or Spears?
I like Spears. I like the idea that the team is like a better version of the team last year, and it's the same situation from like a running back perspective. So, yeah, I'll be drafting some Spears this year.
Jalen McMillan, 142. Has the slide ended for Jalen McMillan? We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's funny how you give the Titans a boost after you give these players
the inevitable.
Yeah,
After something
I tweeted.
I was going to say something that was priced at like minus 20,000.
It was one of those easy tweets to put out. Like, yeah, a boost that you're gonna give like to this player after the NFL draft. It would have been nice to get Ray Day there. Not gonna lie. Don't mind reaching up for Brandon Allen here. It's third 20 picks. Do we want a receiver here like Cedric Tillman instead?
Yeah, let's do.
Because we could get Allen just back to us.
Yeah, let's try to get him on the turn. It's a long turn, but
yeah,
we'll see.
I like it.
So are you? Sounds like you're intentional with your combos, like from the beginning.
I think it's very important to, because those players are so likely to hit your lineup where you're really leaning into your first 3 rounds with being correct. I want to make sure my combos through 3 rounds are very diversified, unless they're players I'm high on and I'm like, yeah, no, this guy, Bucky, has to go ahead of whoever in that range. Let's say Jacobs. I don't mind having less combos with Jacobs because I'm so high on Bucky in that range. I don't mind being higher combinational wise with a player if I'm high on them. But if I don't have a strong take, maybe I am randomizing those 2 players at 50%. I don't want to have 72% of my Jefferson shares to have Bucky and have 13% Jacobs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We are just sniping Bry all over the place. That is at least the second time we've hit him. But he gets Stroud at 146. And there, sir, I don't think you can be too mad. That's why the overlay, having any overlay, especially one that you can draft on the go, like 20-second rooms, it really helps. And I don't use it too much right now where I'm only 9 or 10 drafts in. It's something that after I have 20, 30, I'm really 20 even. I'm really intentional on those 50-50 coin flips, because then I don't have to use my wife to make a coin flip. I let the overlay tell me. And that's a much better way of doing it. Done it QB, done it tight end. We're going RBs and we're going receivers here on out. It can't be Dobbs. I'm going to queue up. So it looks like
let's get Keenan Allen somewhere in here.
Oh, man, that was the fastest 0-second clock ever. Usually I get the streamer +3. Usually I get the +3.
Just because we talked about it earlier.
Okay.
But no worries.
Brygo's Wandale, someone that is slowly climbing. He's getting the positive buzz from the streamer community. Keenan Allen goes at 168. I don't mind that we don't get Keenan here.
We're
We
kind of
still
fine.
have like we have some vets here that are fine. Maybe this is like an Alec team, but probably touching at RB here, I would think.
Touching. Oh, I don't like that phrase. Touching an RV. Not again, Pat.
No, stop. I don't mind bringing up. I was gonna say slamming up Lloyd here, but we gotta stop with the phrases. Up to you. You see anyone you like, sir?
Okay,
Bringing Lloyd all the way up.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're bringing Lloyd all the way up. I think it's also funny that we went ahead and we also drafted Cedric Tillman. I think this was someone we had on our risers list as well, just based on how far he fell in the big board because of the expectation of Hunter being there and then that not happening. They also bring in Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco is going to play a certain amount of games this year. I can't tell you how many, but we bring in another conference matchup for our Cincy stack.
One thing that's tough, and it's like this 20-second clocks is tough in general, but toggling between your own personal ranks and ADP, it is like a bit of geometry that you have to do to get to like okay, I am 20 picks ahead of this slot, but he is also at this one, and my pick's gonna be somewhere in between the two. How do I make it all work so I get the guy on the roster, but also not just kind of like then miss your opportunity?
Get him at the price that you want him at. Is it a cliff player? Like, I don't mind selecting him at my CSV range versus like where he goes. Like, if he's the cliff player and you're not going to like your team unless you get him, sometimes it's just worth reaching up whatever certain amount of picks you have him ranked at and taking him versus risking him not coming back. Yeah, there's there is a good amount of dancing between my ranks and ADP.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he comes back. Do you see any RBs that you like? Also, I mean, there's a good amount of late guys too that Ollie Gordon's been my guy. I don't mind coming off it, but
do you think Roshan Johnson has a chance? I liked him coming out of college.
Yeah.
I mean, how is he that much different than a Swift bet?
He's not flying up the board too much, I will say.
I mean, is it the same fact pattern? Same him and Swift though. It's like they didn't add anyone, and the coach says that they got to earn it, and why can't he earn it?
Is this Yoshi here versus the rookies bringing the stack?
Yeah, just kind of build on a big Cincinnati.
Yeah. If he comes back around to us, yeah, Roshan, I think the click's good. There is a small amount of risk right now where I wouldn't be clicking him right now with the news that like Nick Chubb's in talks with Chicago. Like, I don't love that. So like right now, I don't think the click's good. If that goes away, he becomes a great pick in this range. And as you can see, he's risen. He's risen from the 18th to the 16th, but that doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, you're totally right. That's the one just to have a little bit of patience on. Whether it's he's going to be like, if Swift gets hurt at all, he's an unreal pick. And then if he just gets no one, they just leave it as status quo, then he's probably a pretty good pick too at that point. So just have a little bit of patience.
You okay with the Ollie Gordon here?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we'll have to talk about where this last click goes, but T. Higgs, Garrett Wilson, Tet, Diggs, Bateman, Cedric Tillman, and Yoshi Voss. Gibbs, Harvey, Spears, Giddens, Lloyd, Ollie Gordon. You could tickle me into another RB here.
I will surely not be tickling you.
What do you want? You want to spend this one on RB or receiver? Yeah, he's bringing up Taj Brooks here for the Cincy correlation.
Yeah. I'm down to tickle Taj.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. You get the left side, I'll get the right.
No, I go right up the middle.
That's savage. That's crazy. All right. No. I agree. 7 RBs for this team is fine. Because after Harvey, we're looking at I mean, Giddens gonna need a straight. He's straight up handcuffed.
Well, like, I mean, this is. Should we? Are we done at running back?
That's
I mean, you got.
If I had to toss a coin, I would say throw it on RB.
It's
I would say
interesting.
throw it on RB over receiver. I mean, there's some decent picks here, but once a few of these guys slide off, like Slayton's gone, you're maybe getting points out of these guys. But if you're getting points out of these guys, you probably didn't do great here.
I don't know. This
We
build
basically have a 2 RB anchor build with Harvey Gibbs, and then after that, it's pretty spotty. You could lean into this group. I'm not going to say you can't. I think it's 50-50.
Yeah, we can do another running back. I'm down for it. I think that. I mean, the gross.
He's gonna outscore so many of these rookies in this range.
I mean, if you want to do one, let's do like what's it? Arian Smith, is that his name?
Yeah. So that was a crazy pick. I couldn't believe they went Arian Smith with some of the guys that were on the board still. Oh man, the NFL draft was exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I like our team a lot right now. We have a ton of flexibility to kind of go wherever. Yeah.
Taj Mahal.
Huge Cincinnati bet. I love it.
That's fun. Puppy time. Those are awesome. Yeah. Let me make sure I mark those down here. Don't let those get away from me. Let's go to BBM. Name this one. What's the date? It's 5/2. And perfect. Copy. And guys, if you want the ranks, CSV was updated just today. And I believe an update went out yesterday or the day before. So I've been updating every about 2 days right now just to stay ahead of the market movers, stay ahead of the risers, stay ahead of the fallers. So you're not just falling on the knife as well. Link is in the description of the video. Any tier of the Patreon. $7, and you can draft all month with sharp ranks, however many drafts you do a month. It's a good idea in my head, at least. Billy, is that I'm probably going to stay on for one more. If you have to dip, I don't want to hold you hostage here.
No, I'm going to jump off for the last one, but this has been a ton of fun. I'll see you on Sunday.
Appreciate it, Billy. Yeah, we have a ADP focus show on Sunday at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys have the bell hit for notifications. We won't be live then. Give Billy a follow. Link is in the description of the video, his Twitter info, and I'll also put it in the live chat. He is always posting fire charts. He's got the fire charts and team analysis as well as player projections. Really looking forward to seeing some of the stuff from you this offseason.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. As we move to the solo draft, what do we do? Ben says puppy time. We have 173 on the live. How many like-a-roos do we have? We only have 40 likes. Uh-oh. Fire charts. Like extremely flammable, Ben says. Absolutely. And you can find those also in the Discord here. Under the projections, Billy puts a lot of his projections here for specific teams, target shares for different players, rushing attempts, throwing attempts, all that stuff, which is really helpful to look at and sort of break down. Are these players actually good picks in these ranges? Let me have a peek here. We can rip let's do and I might be rugging you guys right now. I might be rugging you. So calm, stay calm. Stay calm. No one move. No one move. Okay. $3 schnauz. Jump in now. +8. +8 on the schnauz. +8. Jump in now. Do it now. Do it now. Go, 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 go. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Imagine if it was a 30-second. That would have been funny. That would have been pretty funny. +2. +1. Oh no. There's too many options. There's too many. I'm always doing 20-second drafts, boys. So it's not. I won't do that to you. At least not yet. Unless you absolutely disrespect me on the like button. Like if I looked and that was at 23, 100%. 100% that was going to be 30 seconds and not say anything. Gonzo in the house. What's up, baby? Welcome back. We are back. You know when Gonzo's coming back, it's drafting season. It's drafting season. Did I miss it? Let's see. We got Ben Pepitone. Bry. Is that the third draft in a row? Dirty P. That is an underdog name. That is a pounder in the live chat. Dirty P. Watch his step. Watch his step. Sus in the 11 hole, and I'm sure we have some lurkers in the live stream. I'm sure we have some lurkers. I don't know who they are, so be careful. Watch your back, because it could be anyone. Could be this dude. Could be a lurker. Just got to be careful. I'm in the 11 and 12. Awesome. So we have I believe you meant 12. Polite at 4. Dirty P here saying, let's go. Letting it rip. Sus did not miss. Always 20 seconds. JJ about to pass Bijan. Well, yeah, I have Jefferson at the 2 hole, so he should definitely pass Bijan. And then someone like Bijan, where we have 3%, we just catch up over the course of the whole summer after already having our bags packed with Jefferson. We don't have to rely on variance to draft him. Yeah, well, I thought we were going to go receiver first here, but we're getting Gibbs at 8. Oh, man. Oh my. After my next pick, I'm going to run up for a beer and a piss. But, man, these 20-second clocks, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to have to bring the phone with me because you guys will probably try to insta-click. Try to get me to auto, which guess what? Hashtag trust the ranks. Hashtag trust the ranks. Bags packed. Yeah, Ben, 30. It's crazy. It's crazy. 35% JJ and 14% Chase. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. I think it's funny, right, Ben? You had Chase as wide receiver 1 last year. Now you're just flip-flopping back to now it's JJ. Am I correct on that? You had Chase as wide receiver 1 last year and you smashed. You smashed on that. How much JJ do I have? Yeah, I have 16%. But I have 3% Chase. So I'm just not getting the 1 hole. Yeah, what a crazy smash there. That is legendary. Legendary. Absolutely legendary. My fish tacos are getting cold. Nah, you can, just go get them. Go get them. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Gibbs plus AJ Brown. Psh. Play ball. Play ball. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I do think I do think there's a small chance, a non-zero chance, that A.J. Brown passes Derrick Henry. I'm not going to say it's correct, but if it were to happen, let's say 25% into the contest fill rate, which who cares? Let's say this is still this tournament is still going to fill relatively slow because it's a 20 entry max. Gibbs, A.J. Brown, and that I like. Oh, man, I forgot to use the bathroom. Too much talking. I was supposed to go right. See, I got to cue it. Next one, I'm going to cue it 20 seconds and then run. That's the game. Beer and be right back. That's the goal. Yeah. Bowers, Trey McBride right next to us. And another reason why we get A.J. Brown here. Derrick Henry slides to 20 to the Lamb team is sick. That is sick. That's sick. T. Higgs, Ladd, Trey McBride all go ahead of Derrick Henry. Oh, my God. I'm jealous. We got one badgeless guy in here, and he just knocked it out of the park. Ben with Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, and Garrett Wilson. Peppertone dragging Lamar Jackson into with the conference matchup with Jamar Chase, which is cool. Thought I was going to get Henry at 22 would have been disgusting. The fact that you went Tyreek instead of JT's painful to me, but it's okay. We'll talk about it, Ben. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. Chase goes at 30. It's fine. And does Rice just pass JSN? Oh, God. I have 3% JSN. I have him on one team. I'll take him 6 picks after ADP, although I know he's probably going to slide a little bit and it's less value than we actually think it is right now. Just something to be aware of. But pairing it with A.J. Brown and Gibbs is, I don't know, maybe even less interesting now that I think about it. Might be even less interesting. Because if Gibbs usually goes at 5 or let's say 6, and then you're getting A.J. Brown here at 17 a lot, and then you get JSN here, it's probably not that unique. But for us, which is all I care about, we have 0 Gibbs and A.J. Brown. We also only have 1 Gibbs team so far, so could be the reason. Josh Allen at 38. Anytime Josh Allen's there in the 4th round, I am demanding a new rule that you just take him. You just draft him. I do like Rice as his first receiver. Drafting like you're right, and you're getting a value here with no suspension, and he's healthy to start camp. It's a way to do that. Yeah, no. What percent of the time does he fall back to 56? It's not a non-zero. It's not going to happen. I'll be right back. Just in time. All right. What do we have here? We have a Lucky 7 local Irish Stout. 6.3 low IBU. Dirty P, what are you going to do to me, man? Easy. Go easy on the boy. Go easy on the kid. Go easy on the guy. We're going Kittle here, and we're just going to make it work. We're going Elite QB, and we're bringing in Kittle. And I'm curious if I click on Hurts here. I don't think I'm going to have. Ooh, I actually have one. All right. GG, I win. Let's see. What did you win? Get some Aaron Hampton, Zay Flowers, Lamar. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Well played. Well played. You played that very well. Get Zay Flowers to fall. What, 2 picks? Perfect. Giving you time to settle in. Appreciate you, bro. Look at that. That was kind. That was kind. Interesting. I have well, it's only 2 teams. Again, so like if I have like 5, 6 teams of a certain like QB, then I'll start really looking a little deeper into this. But it is my first share with AJ Brown. So I'm guessing, yeah, one of those 2 shares is with Smith. Dallas Goedert's on one of those 2 teams. Definitely be a tight end target here. And I think we're just insta-clicking Addison. We get Addison at 65. Just play ball. Play ball. All right. Here we go. The inaugural. Shh. All right. Oh, that's good. I forgot how good this one is. I'm not even a big Irish Stout guy. This one's good. Local. Crossface. What's up, baby? Head of PR for the pound. Hit that like. Hit the sub. Hit the sub. We're on the road to 3K. If you guys want to jump in these live drafts with us and take our free money, hit the bell for notifications so you know when we go live. It's free money. Some are saying. ER7 in the house with the wrench. What's up, baby? Salute. 10 BBMs. Are you going to barbell or just slow down to a steady pace? I do not want to go. I will not go over 15 before the schedule comes out. I will not be over 15. Much respect to the OGs, but the beer crack might beat out the coffee pour. The coffee pour it's epic. The coffee pour is epic. I don't think it'll overtake the coffee pour. Oh, man. It's good, though. It's good. I'm excited for the schedule release. Obviously, the overlay will have the playoff matchups, week 15, week 16, week 17 on the screen for you guys. Another big reason to download the overlay right up there. Bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, for 30% off. When you think about it, how much money you're investing on best ball, it's worth the money. Had to crack a crisp and delicious natty light. This is what being 33 in the suburbs is all about. So in college, I was always a Busch Light guy. But Natty's a classic. Can't be both, though. You got to choose. Myers goes, where'd Diggs go? Diggs went at 71. He's climbing, boys. He's climbing. And my shares are going down. However, this is a little schnow, so I don't care. I was going to say, you're going to give me Montgomery. Like, I'll just go Monty here. This is kind of gross. This spot's kind of gross. I think we're just going RB with Pollard. I like this spot for Pollard. I want to get some more exposure. We're just going to have to recover at receiver. We're just going to have to be masterclass on the back end of this draft. And I think we can be. I mean, through this amount of rounds, Jalen Hurts, Gibbs, Tony Pollard, A.J. Brown, JSN, Addison, and Kittle. 1 pick after ADP, 2 picks, 3 picks. All right, 1. This is at ADP. Another pick. Jalen Hurts, especially in these. Now, you only have 20, so maybe I don't mind reaching a little bit. But if this is the puppy and you get 150, I would actually prefer to try to push him to 56 rather than draft him at 41. Little macro there. I just didn't like this range. I was looking at this range and look at who went after Jalen Hurts here. It's like you can go risky. Like, do we go Dev Smith here? But he's a rushing QB, so someone can just take him. But Dev Smith there would have been interesting for the double. Is he a little less likely to get sniped? Definitely, because you're not doing the Dev Smith then Hurts click, but it's painful. It's painful when it doesn't come back to you. 3 QBs all off in a row. Purdy going in front of all of them is disgusting. I'm sorry, it's true. We might just have to go. Oh, God, it's gross. I don't want to do it. We're going Swift here. Someone that's rising. We're going to stop at 5 RBs. We're going to have a ton of receivers. So you guys at least get to see a different build from me. Never feel like you have to force the click. And Downs could just be there on the way back around. He's someone that's falling. Maybe we go Cup there for the double stack. In hindsight, we probably go Cup there for the double stack, which is fine. You live and you learn, as long as you can identify it. Drewski, what's up, baby? What is going on, my man? We got to kind of let's shift the... Yeah, there it is. Now you can see my whole face. The Hurts ADP is going to correct itself. Honestly, I don't know if you think he's rising or falling by saying that, but his ADP is so free. It's so free. Now, when you get Josh Allen to fall to 38, it's not as good. But I mean, his ADP is 49. His ADP is in 18-round drafts when you can comfortably stop at 2 QBs. And it's actually harder to build 3 QB builds because they all go in this confined area of pick 80 to 140. It's harder to build 3 QB builds. I'm going to have a lot of elite QB if it trends this way. And I like even going 2 of the middle guys. Give me Caleb and Drake May. Or I think Staffy's actually a pretty good value too. Give me one of these guys plus Staffy. If you think they're mispriced. Another way to sort of leverage the 2 QB build. This is the last draft tonight. We got to see. I mean, if we get 4 subs before this draft is over, if we get 4 new subaroos, we'll rip another draft. We could just go all night. It's going to depend on you guys clicking the buttons down below and stuff. Appreciate you guys hitting the like. But the subs haven't been there. We got 1 sub. We've been online for 2 hours. Hit the buttons. Do the button thing. We have 190 people watching. 126 on X and 64 on the YouTube machine. I appreciate every single one of you. If you want to see us get into another draft and you potentially be in that draft with us, hit the like. Don't be scared. Trey Harris, I believe. Yeah, Trey Harris, come on down. We'll see what the Chargers do. I'll read some of the coach speak on Trey Harris if I have it. Let's have a peek. Let's have a little peek. Trey Harris' intelligence stands out. He thinks like a quarterback. He's certainly a playmaker. I have confidence that he can run every route. And then Harbaugh, Trey Harris is strong, tough, and a really good route runner. Scores the ball. You got to think, if you have someone that's even on par with Quentin Johnston and you have Quentin Johnston dropping passes, kid's going to have some opportunities. You can already see it. He's going to have some opportunities. Palmer's out of town. They don't add to the tight end position. Conklin, baby Gronk. But I mean, that was part of the risk of the team was going out and grabbing a round one tight end. Didn't happen. Really? The Slayton glaze is real in the Discord. I mean, you're hoping for 2 to 3 spike weeks out of him. Like, that's just kind of. It's one of these two. It's one of these two. All right, we'll go Bateman. We'll go Bateman at 113. We'll pass him down the line, boys. Go ahead. Go ahead and eat. Go ahead and eat. I got how much? 58% Kyle Williams in the first 3 days. It's only like 30 drafts, so it's only like 15, 17 shares. But his initial ADP was in the 150s. A lot of sharp rankers had him around 140s. We had him at like 106. I was like, okay, we're just going to take him at 130 the first couple days as much as I can. And he's already there. He's already at 130 on the dot. So just because I have someone ranked somewhere like let's say 110 or 113, doesn't always mean you should take them there. It's where I think their true value is. And I'm always looking at risers and fallers and just the way the market is moving on players and try to stay ahead of that. That's the goal of my CSV ranks every single year. And this is the 3rd year I've been doing ranks, and people still subscribe. Are you guys Milwaukee or DeWalt? He's asking. I faded Slayton in the pre-draft stuff. Yeah, he ran pretty good for the NFL draft. Like him more now if I need a receiver, yeah. Forgot I had Sutton. Should have taken Nix over Pacheco. Uh-oh. Where was that, Ben? Right here. And then Nix went where? Nix went at 108, this is pretty good. 108 Nix plus Mims and Harvey. 12 spots cooking. 12 spots cooking. And he's in the live stream. Just throwing a party. You got to love this Mark Andrews ADP. It's not going anywhere, too. It's not going anywhere. Oh, God. I'm worried. I'm worried how much Mark Andrews I'm going to have this year. Charbonnet off at 124. Javonte goes at 118. Good amount of people in this stream actually have our ranks. Wow. And we get Kyle Williams to come back to us basically at ADP. What a gift. The gift that keeps on giving. For the listeners, we have a 1-3-6-1. Jalen Hurts, Gibbs, Pollard, Swift, A.J. Brown, JSN, Jordan Addison, Trey Harris, Rashad Bateman, and Kyle Williams with Kittle. 6 picks after ADP. And this contest is the Schnow. 20 entry max, 2 out of 12 advanced, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Very similar setup to the big board, except the big board is 3 out of 12 and just a bigger finals. It's still 1 out of 10, 1 out of 10. 10.4% rake. You have first place winning 100K, second place winning 50K, 35, 25, nice and flat all the way down. There's no cliff where it's like 100K to first, 10K to second. Like that shit's pain. Very flat. But at the same point, you have 20% of the prize pool going to first place. So it's a very, very fun contest. And the way they do that is they don't overpay for advancing to week 15, right? You finish 2 out of 12, you just make your money back. And that is 28,000 entries. They push it more towards the finals. Beautifully done. Hope, Numi, the whole team involved. I know they get a lot of the credit. The whole team involved. Beautifully done, especially on a low entry contest. You're expecting to lose. We expect to lose. Put the money at the top. So that 1 year you hit, like the MMG last year, $5 contest, we turn it into 20K. You feel good. You feel really good. You realize your edge. And this is just Goddard here. This is just Goddard. Let's go. Welcome to the Pound, man. The Pounders. Drop some spoons for the newbie here. Join in the spoons. You officially can scoop the value, my friend. Don't take Noel, bro. I just saw that, dude. I wasn't going Noel there anyways. Nice little double stack there. Double stack for Washington as well. You guys are all cooking right now. See, we can all eat at the same time. It's a nice thing when you have people that stick in their lane and go and get their stacks. And oh man, beautiful, but beautiful. Who do we want as a second QB? Because we passed on Herbert was it a pretty good spot? No, he didn't. I thought we may have passed on Herbert with the Kyle Williams selection. He goes off just before. Uh-oh. It's getting thin. It's getting thin. Bri, the tacos are cold, man. It's just the way it is. You can reheat tacos, though. You can reheat tacos. I gotta see if let's see what's going on here. We gotta get an update on the kiddos. Make sure that I'm not in too much trouble. We'll hit her with the awake text, and we'll see what we get. If she's asleep, boys, we're drafting until 3 a.m. We're drafting all night. If she says yes to this text, you already know. Jaden Blue, slappy. So far, so good. Not gonna lie. So far, so good, boys. Garendo off at 146. Jake Ferg off at 147. Ferg's a fantastic value this year. All-nighter, baby. Oh, you don't got to tempt me, man. We got coffee in the fridge. Just make a little, like, it won't be a espresso martini. It'll be like a poor man's espresso martini where you're just using coffee instead. Little Baileys. All right, chill on the QBs. Chill. Slow the F down, boys. All right. Cedric Tillman gone. I think I have to do this to someone. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are, but you're getting screwed. Someone's getting screwed. They're not going to be happy with me. And I'm sorry. We could go Bryce Young too. It's Staffy. I'm honestly doing this just as an advance rate piece. This is just an advance rate piece. I think he goes in a good range, and we're pairing him with Hurts. We can backstack him with a couple pieces. And not that we're expecting those pieces to get him there or to whatever, to be there in the playoffs. He's really just an advance rate piece. I think he goes in a good range. Coffee is a weird way to pronounce beer. Absolutely. I need to make a beer run, though. We're running low. I have like one more 16 ounce. But this is here we go. We gotta show off the local. Gotta show off the local here. Clean can. Clean. Can we get the can some love? Flashing the gold here. Nice little get Bryce Young stackaroo here on the 12 spot. It's just all coming together. It's all coming together. Every other round he's going QB. That's a good 3 QB room though. Bo Nix, T-Law, and Bryce Young. Wandale goes. This is like Tolbert's home right here. Tolbert's, yeah. And we just go a bunch of RBs. Like, we're good here at RB with Gibbs, Pollard, and Swift. It could be Pitts too if we wanted a third tight end. But honestly, if we're going a third tight end, it's probably got to be Ferguson for the Rams stack, I would think. Bo Nix is a stop at 2 QB for me at his price. I mean, shit. Like, he's priced way up. Finally, he's falling, which is good. Remember what I said? Like, Mahomes was going by Bo Nix. Now Mahomes becomes a good pick. Now Bo Nix is sliding, and it's like, going in a better range. Going in a better range. Maybe that's because, they didn't do a whole lot in the draft. Pat Bryant. They bring in Ingram, though. Ingram, maybe he already got that boost, and then he started to fall because they thought they were going to do more in the draft besides Harvey, I guess. I don't know. But if you guys enjoyed the content, go down, slap the like on the live stream, subscribe to the Pound. We are on the road to 3K. We draft best ball every single week. Very in tune with ADPs and Coach Speak. Giving you guys the latest and the greatest information is my goal, as well as to beat you in these live stream drafts. That's arguably my number one goal. But if you use my ranks, you can fight back sometimes. Yeah, I saw that. He's just like, I want to play football. I don't want to move. 50% pay cut, Judkins season from week 1. Absolutely. You're only going to get more and more aggressively positive news on Judkins, in my opinion. Makes the Dylan Sampson situation a little more muddy. I'm going to update his ADP again today after I saw that news from Ford. I would just prefer him not to be on the team, but I still think Dylan Sampson can work in. If Judkins goes down, who would you want? Who would you want there? My answer is Dylan Sampson over Jerome Ford, but they probably both mix in. So he has to. Sampson would be the pass catcher, which is Jerome Ford's like only hope role. Jerome Ford's just depth in this, in my opinion. I have him at 207. I'd rather Sampson. Give me the rookie. Oh, we can do some fun stuff here. I think this has to be Giddens. It could be Dobbins as well. Let's go Dobbins with this one. We have a steady group right now, and I know I want to add one rookie on the back end. Once we get the landing spot for Dobbins, he's going to rise, in my opinion, sort of like Keenan Allen. I think it makes sense, though, with this crew. We have a lot of touches here. Can play a little more risk adverse. I mean, the next 2 RBs off the board, in my opinion, it's Dobbins, not even close. Who's more done after the draft, Jerome Ford or it's Ford, bro? Christian Kirk could be fine. He could be fine. Let me just take a peek at Houston's snaps from last year. I mean, they had a much more condensed offense with Tank Dell. Let's see, 2024. Tank Dell, Nico, Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, like Diggs for the first, 8 games? Okay, we get both. I kind of want to go Jarquez here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Blake Corum. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I sinned. I sinned. I'm sorry. We probably go 2-2 as our last receiver, and we probably go Ferguson as our last tight end, and we call this a team. And we get our LA double stack. You guys can't harass me in the comments, although it was probably a disgusting snipe on the Devontae Adams and the Puka team. I didn't look, though. I didn't look. Here, let me share this. This is a snaps from last year for Houston. I'd like to focus on the first couple weeks when Diggs was still playing. You still had Robert Woods getting touches, Hutchinson, Nico, and Dell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. You're getting 5 receivers in the mix at any point during a game. Now, one guy's getting very low amount, 2. So you got to think Kirk, Nico, Jaden Higgins, Noel. There's enough room for Kirk to work here, but the problem is 2 wide receiver sets. I don't think they run a lot of them. Doesn't look like they're running a shit ton of 12. We'll have to see with Brevin Jordan. Brevin Jordan is back for this next year, right? Schultz never really excited me before the NFL draft. Yeah, he signed a 1-year extension, so he's back, coming off an ACL tear. A.J. Brown, Jason Addison, Trey Harris, Bateman, Kyle Williams, and Tolbert. All right, boys, here we go. We need 3 subs. 3 subs, and we're going to draft another one. If you guys enjoy the content, go down and slap the like. You know the deal. But if you want to see another draft tonight, I said 4 subs at the start. We hit 1. We have 190 watching. There's no way all 187 now are subscribed. So if you guys want to see another one, just jump onto the YouTube machine from Twitter. Log into the account. It's the first password you're going to guess. You know the password. Trust me. I have faith in you. I have faith. If Wix is there, I'm just going Wix. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. If he's there, we're going Wix. If he's not there, we'll go 2-2. Twitter animals, get over here now. Hit the link. Sign into the account. Help the people. Help the people. Who's more done after the draft? Yeah, I think it's got to be Ford versus Kirk. Kirk's going to be in the mix. They like to play 4 wide receivers, so it won't be completely dead. They play a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. It's fine. No team reviews. We're going Wicks here. It is what it is. If Dobbs gets moved, which I think it's a non-zero, Wicks becomes a good pick again. I know he's sliding, but I think there's a realm in which he becomes a good pick again. I also like him better than Romeo Dobbs. You just gotta hope that the drops are not sticky to next year because the drops were bad. All right, 2 subscribers away. 2 subscribers away. Mike Williams, Pat Bryant, Harold Fannin. It's been a minute since I've seen a Harold Fannin. Wow, 4 tight end build in an 18-round draft. Interesting. Yeah, we do the team reviews for the people that are subscribed, or if you want to drop a dono, we can review your team. Let me know if you want your team reviewed and you're in this draft and you have and you're subscribed to the memberships. I got you. Like Ben, I know. Peppertone might be. sus. I want to say, if you guys are subscribed to the Patreon too, like you automatically get it too. We'll pull this up in a second. The Schnow. I have 6 left. Live. 5-2 live slam. And let's go with Pepper Tonsky here. This might be. Woohoo! Yeah, Ben gets. He's hard at work right now with the wrench too. It's not an easy job. Being a mod in these streets. Review. He wants the 12 spot. Again, any dono, if you guys want to join the YouTube membies, I got you on the team review. Only because it slows the stream down, equals less drafts, but I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So that's where we make that sacrifice. Fields and JJ McCarthy for Ben. Nice little duo here. James Cook, Connor Pacheco, 3 RBs by a top 100. He wanted this to be Bo Nix with Sutton when he looked in hindsight. Javonte at 118, the rise is crazy. I remember people saying like, oh, I'm not drafting Javonte. And I'm like, he got the landing spot in Dallas. Like, have fun. Like, you could be taking him in the 140s. And then the NFL draft happened and they didn't take a running back besides Jaden Blue, who's like change of pace type guy, home run hitter, speed, which is fun for the offense. They need to be more explosive. So Braylon Allen and Roshan love the RB room. Justin Jefferson Hill. Do you need more Justin Jefferson, Ben? Are you sure? I am not worthy of a review, but it was a pleasure drafting. Appreciate you, bro. Jefferson Hill, Wilson, Sutton, Ricky Pierce, Jane Rose, and Ty Felton. Njoku, Ferguson, and Pitts is a strong team. On what? Guess what? I don't think we hit the sub goal. And it was modest. It was 3. I lowered it to 3. I think it's going to be the last one, so we will review the teams. Lamar Jackson and Love, because I do appreciate you coming out and joining me on this draft, boys. Pepitone, I like that 2 QB build. Jacobs, Marion Hampton, Warren, Blue, and Jarkos Hunter. Maybe a little light at RB, but if Warren can still hold, change of pace back 40%, maybe he fends off for more. Jaden Blue is a home run hitter. I like the build there. Jacobs and Love double stack with Green Bay. Still Savion Williams is fun. Golden, Chase Flowers, Pickens, Downs, McMillan. And another thing he did, he reached up on Lamar Jackson to get the Jamar Chase, Flowers, Lamar stack, bring back potential for playoff matchups. Ingram, Jasecki, and Pat Fry. This is big brain. Like, excuse me, I don't think you have to force it like this just yet. We're going to get the schedule and we'll see if it's worth it. Like if they're playing together in week 15, you're probably not doing this. However, you're flipping the board in a way, and that's fun. The problem is like Lamar does fall sometimes in certain rooms. The QBs will fall. So at pick 36, can you get him to fall this far? Probably not. So you're probably safe. And if he does, like it's a few times. It's not like it's crazy. So that's a nice draft. Polite in the 4-hole. Caleb and Kyler with Dak is a nice 3 QB build. Damn, that's solid. B-Rob, HN, Charbonnet, Algier, Neal. Oh, look at the stacks here, boys. Like a Christmas tree. Marv, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Judy, the triple stack in Chicago at Burden, Romeo Dobbs, Michael Wilson, and Turpin getting some positive coach beak with Loveland and Henry. Cool stop in there too, leaning into Loveland being good. In a part of this offense, you obviously have a huge bet on Chicago. Double stack with Arizona. And Dak, I don't think you needed. Would have thought you would have had someone worth a little more than Turpin. But maybe I spend that at tight end, which isn't the sexiest. Dak will probably get you points on this team. RB looks pretty good. You could spend that at RB too, arguably. But that's my only thing is good pick, 10 picks after ADP, but you can lean into 2 QBs by pick 100 for sure in 18-round drafts. Bri, I got you, brother. We got you, brother. Oh, Dak was autoed. There it is. That makes a ton of sense. Herbert and Ward. So a little thinner at QB here. Genty, Chase Brown, Cam Scat, Stevenson, Rashad White, and Dylan Sampson. I like the RB room, man. It could work. Sprinkling in some rookies. You have some steady touches. You have some change of pace backs. Stevenson at 139s. You just got to click it. Just got to click it and hope. Lab McConkey, Worthy, Ridley. It's like RB2 range anyways in the 140s, so it makes sense. McConkey, Worthy, Ridley, Juwan Jennings, Myers, Slayton, Tyler. Wow, this is so dusty, dude. Can you just name this team like pile of dust? Slayton, Lockett, Mike Williams, and Calvin Ridley. Bri, what happened, bro? Did you go and eat the fish tacos? Did you eat the fish tacos? Hawkinson and Kelsey Strong. Nice little value there on both, too. What happened? Bri's a dust ball, RB lover. Yeah, I'll be drafting. If you guys want to draft with me still tonight, I'll be in the Discord. I'll put that in the chat for you guys, but it is also in the description of the video. We'll be in the Discord drafting tonight in the currently drafting section. You could tell I wanted to draft more, boys. I wanted to. It's not too late. We're doing team reviews. You could still hit the sub. Jane Daniels and CJ Stroud, Chuba Hubbard, Judkins, Demont, B-Rob Jr., and Tootin, Puka T. Higgs, McLaurin, Jane Higgins, Knoll, Cedric Tillman, and Jalen Lane. I like this team a lot. Really strong at RB. You get a slide on Demont to 79. B-Rob is someone that, yes, he should rise because he survived the NFL draft. I'm not too excited about B-Rob. At pick 100's fine if you don't need a QB, if you don't need a tight end. If you do, I'd rather go that route almost every time unless he's your second RB and you need him to be good. I think I saw a stat yesterday that said like Brian Robinson Jr. had like 12 or 13 goal line carries and Jaden Daniels had like 15. They lean a lot on Daniels in the red zone. Can this change? Sure. But last year they leaned a lot on him in the red zone. They leaned a lot on him on 4th down and short. I don't think a ton is going to change there. There's upside though. There is upside on an elite offense if he can continue down his path on his second year. It doesn't overly excite me. However, it's the RB4. Like, this is strong. 2 in stops there at 5 is sick. That's sick. And it's not overspending either. We'll check out the rest of the team, but maybe receiver's a little thin. Take it back. Maybe receiver's a little thin. Wide receiver 5 is Knoll. I like the Cedric click. Jalen Lane's fun. It's the 4 tight end build. Stop here, brother. Stop here. Add another receiver at the end. You had enough here. Zach Ertz, I think, is a good value. Strange could be a good value. Schultz is fine. Is fine. Everyone that drafted Schultz in the big board is probably just happy with him not getting completely crushed. We went with the 2-5-8-3, also a nice advance rate build. Hurts and Staffy, we backstack it, but the QBs were getting thin. And we didn't have any options really besides backstacks. Gibbs, Pollard, Swift, Dobbins, and Giddens. Really leaning into these 3. We'll see where Dobbins lands, which we might have to wait a bit if teams don't want to pay the undrafted free agent tender. DJ Giddens at 185 just provides pretty enormous upside. He's like probably going to get less touches than Algier. That's why he's cheaper, but he has a similar upside case, in my opinion. Algier, obviously, we've seen it. We've seen the 1,000-yard season, so it's easier for him, but not a lot of competition here. And Giddens passes the eye test, especially in athleticism. Holy shit. On a team that has a good O-line, it would be crazy to be under 8% Giddens, in my opinion. He's, even if you don't like him, you weren't on him, it's not your favorite prospect. Landing spot wise, it's like risky to be under 8% because he could just be a 40% advance rate guy if JT went down. AJ Brown, JSN, Jordan Addison, Trey Harris, Rashad Bateman, Kyle Williams, Jalen Tolbert, and Wicks. Our receiver room has a lot of bodies. No, it doesn't count, bro. Doesn't count. If I refresh this and it's and it's popped, no, bro. No, it doesn't count, dude. It doesn't count, dude. I appreciate the honesty, but it doesn't count. We're still 2 away. Kittle, Goddard, and Ferguson's. Dude, I like my team a lot. Not gonna lie. I usually roast it if it's not good. I think this one we passed the eye test. We also got our first Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown stack, courtesy of thebestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, to give you 30% off. And that link is in the description. It's also in the chat. Just gotta slip that in there real quick. Done. Sus, I believe Sus and dude, I don't even know. Gerard. We're just gonna call you Gerard. Gerard, there it is. I'm like, where are the letters going? Gerardo DFS. It's Gerardo. Is Jasmine in here? What's up, Beachhead? Appreciate you coming out, dude. Is Beachhead Jasmine? Let me know if Jazz is in here. Sus in the 11 hole, Josh Allen and Purdy, 20 picks before ADP. Must have really wanted him. CMC, Mixon, Tracy, Bigsby, Eckler, and Taj Brooks. Neighbors, Achane, Samuel, Ayuk, Besh, Keenan Allen, Alec Pierce, and Amari Cooper. It passes. It passes. You get a passing grade. You get a passing grade. Everyone in our streams takes Keenan Allen before ADP. Andrews and Kincaid's is good. You get the Kincaid stack. My favorite stacks with Allen, it's funny. My favorite stacks with Allen are Kincaid or James Cook. Like there's no receiver that's like I just get excited for. It's really just those two. And last year, it's kind of a similar situation to what hit. Bo Nix, T-Law, and Bryce Young. I want to say the 12 spot absolutely cooked too. I want to say the 12 spot absolutely cooked. F at the 2 spot. Autos, one too many picks. Dylan, we'll take a peek at it. 3 QBs. This is nice. Trayvon Henderson, Harvey, Rashard Smith. Oh my God. We didn't track the RBs. That's tough. That's tough. Likely and Taylor. Oh man, maybe he didn't. He got his stacks, but oh my. Leaning into Likely and Mason Taylor. Can the dream come true? Can the dream come true? What happened? The 12 spot had a tough time. Nico, BTJ, Tet, and Travis Hunter strong. He goes with the double in Jacksonville, which is sick. Pairs with T-Law. Amika, Darnell Mooney. So 6 receivers by Mooney. I'm probably stopping here at 7. This last pick has to go anywhere else. You just have so much capital in receiver. You're making big bets on 4 rookies here. But who knows? Like, shit. If Elijah Mitchell somehow finds his way into 70% of the workload in this offense, Pacheco gets moved, whatever the case is, like, you could be completely fine. But then you have this. You got a couple. That's the thing. My rule is I know when I had a bad draft if I'm weak in 2 positions, right? So RB, yeah, it doesn't look the best. Maybe we can make a case scenario where it works. If you got to make 2 case scenarios, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Lotzi. Yeah. No, this name looked familiar. Dylan, I got you, bro. Currently updating the ranks on the phone should help a lot. Do you have our ranks, Dylan? Because our ranks will help a lot. It will just get you ahead of the market movers, get you ahead of the risers and the fallers. Is this a freshman and sophomore draft? Oh, you got our ranks? Awesome, bro. Awesome, brother. Drake, May, Sam Darnold, and Rodgers. Barkley, JT, Irving, strong. Don't think you need to go Najee with this type of build. Like, Najee doesn't provide the upside for these three that you're looking for. Isaac Garendo, however, does. Like, Garendo's the perfect pick. Because if something happens to CMC, now you got Barkley, JT, and CMC's replacement with Irving. Like, you don't even need anything else. Starting these three, I can already tell you, you're going to be weak. You're going to be weak at probably receiver. Tight end could be strong or gross, depending what you did. But this has to be 5 max. It has to be. And if you spend this kind of capital on your fourth, I'm probably stopping at 4. So we'll take a peek, but I think you're going to regret going 6 here. I'd be very impressed if you recovered from that. Devonta Smith, DK, Diggs, Reed. 4 receivers by Reed. 5 is Kirk, Hollywood, and Quentin Johnson. Cade and Kmet. You said you had a couple autos. So maybe some of those RBs were autos, and it looks like just after ADP could have been an auto there. Tough. Autos are shit, and sometimes the app gets you too. It'll be like, man, the 3 hole's been on 0 seconds for a little longer than I remember is possible. And then you refresh and it's like almost a full pick passed. you're almost up again. It's like, oh shit, who'd I auto? You just pray. And that's why if you have ranks on and ranks that you like, and again, I strongly believe my ranks will at least put you in the neighborhood of something that you're very happy with. And then you could always just adjust from there. And I keep these updated every 2 days. We just dropped an update before we went live tonight. Wide receiver actually didn't do awful. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But the tight ends was Kmet and Cade Otton. So definitely weaker in 2 positions. But that's how I judge it. But all right, guys, we're streaming the next 3 nights. So don't be worried. Okay. We're not going anywhere. I have our live stream schedule right here. Tomorrow at 8:30, gonna have another guest on. Sunday at 10 a.m., we're doing our Adjust the Ranks, BBM6, ADP, risers, and fallers. Going to cover the risers and fallers from the past week, how much they fell, where they're going to. Monday, the sprint. $20 sprint's going to be the first one. Plus, we might mix in some other mixed games. Not the eliminator. Don't be minus EV, okay? Don't bleed EV. And yeah, we'll catch you on a stream sometime soon. These are all Eastern time zone. And hit the bell so you don't miss a show. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of you. Hope you have a good Friday night. And try to drink less beer than I did. Pounders.